After 70, most people are told one thing over and over again. Just keep walking, it'll keep you alive. But what if that advice, so simple, so innocent, is actually speeding up your aging? Meet Mrs. Evelyn Tran, 74. Every morning, she walked for an hour. Rain or shine. She believed it was keeping her healthy, until her back started aching, her legs felt weaker, and she began losing sleep. A few tests later, her doctor sat her down with a hard truth. You've been walking too much for your age, and it's wearing your body down. This isn't fearmongering. This is elderly wisdom backed by research. Because after 70, the line between healthy movement and harmful overuse is thinner than you think. And if you felt more tired, more achy, or more foggy lately, you need to hear this. If you find this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps us reach more seniors who need this kind of science-backed insight. And if you're new here, welcome. We share real stories, research-based tips, and gentle motivation through the lens of elderly reflections, senior health, and life lessons from the elderly. First, the movement trap after 70. Why walking more can backfire. Walking is a beautiful habit, gentle, free, grounding. But after 70, your body's needs change drastically. Muscle fibers aren't as responsive. Joints don't lubricate themselves as efficiently. And worst of all, prolonged repetitive movement can cause microtrauma, tiny, invisible injuries that don't heal like they used to. Over time, these build up into real problems. Swelling knees, lower back pain, and poor circulation. A 2021 study from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity showed that seniors who exceeded 8,000 steps daily had increased inflammation markers, particularly when they didn't pair walking with strength training or stretching. The reason? Their bodies were being overused without enough recovery. We spoke to Dr. Michael Ewan, a geriatric specialist with over 30 years of experience. Here's what he said. After 70, many people walk too far, too often, and it leads to silent breakdown, especially in the knees, hips, and lower spine. It's not about giving up movement. It's about knowing your new limits. Take the story of Mr. Anthony, 76. He walked 5 kilometers every day without fail. It made him feel alive. But gradually, he noticed his posture bending forward, his stamina dropping, and his nights getting more restless. Turns out, his cortisol levels were elevated from too much daily physical stress. His body didn't need more movement, it needed smarter movement. Second, the hidden danger. Chronic cortisol and the fatigue loop. Cortisol, the stress hormone, plays a big role in regulating your energy. But too much walking, especially long or fast-paced walks, can elevate cortisol past healthy levels, especially in seniors. The problem? Chronically elevated cortisol reduces muscle repair, messes with sleep, and worsens blood sugar control. It creates what doctors now call the fatigue loop. You walk too much. You feel tired. You sleep poorly. You feel more tired. You push yourself to walk again. Your body breaks down further. This loop is common after 70 and is often mistaken for just aging. But it's preventable. Dr. Ewan adds, I always tell my senior patients, listen to your fatigue, not your watch. If your legs are sore the next day, if you're needing more naps than usual, that's not aging. That's overexertion. This brings us to a major misunderstanding in elderly motivation and fitness. Third, longevity isn't about movement alone, it's about balance. Want to know the biggest difference between seniors who live to 90 plus in good health and those who age faster in their 70s? Balance. Not just physical balance, but balanced movement. Elderly populations in Japan's blue zones, a group known for their longevity, don't walk marathons. They walk gently, rest often, and integrate functional strength through slow, mindful routines like gardening, tai chi, or light household tasks. They also sit on the floor more often, which naturally strengthens their hips and improves circulation. Contrast that with Western habits, long walks, heavy shoes, rigid sidewalks. It's no wonder we're seeing a spike in senior knee replacements, spinal compression, and chronic foot pain. Walking is good, but only when it's short in duration, 20-30 minutes. Varied in pace, not always brisk. Balanced with strength training, stretching, and active recovery. Fourth, when walking becomes a silent stressor on the heart. Mrs. Evelyn, the 74-year-old we mentioned earlier, experienced something even more concerning. After her daily walks, she often felt short of breath and dizzy. She thought it was just tiredness, but her cardiologist found signs of heart strain. Walking too fast, especially after meals or during the hottest part of the day, can increase blood pressure and strain the aging heart. A meta-study from 2019 in the Journal of Geriatric Cardiology confirmed unmonitored aerobic activity in seniors, especially over 70, can trigger cardiovascular load beyond adaptive limits, if not paired with rest periods. This is critical for those with silent conditions like arrhythmias, borderline hypertension, or a history of mini strokes. Fifth, bone density versus joint damage, a delicate trade-off. Many seniors walk to keep their bones strong. Yes, weight-bearing movement is important for bone health. But walking alone doesn't build muscle or protect joints. In fact, overwalking on hard surfaces can speed up cartilage wear, leading to early-onset arthritis or joint degradation. A better strategy? Combine short walks with low-impact resistance exercises that protect bone density and joint flexibility. Light leg presses. Seated squats with support. Chair yoga. Ankle strengthening. These support your foundational mobility, without tearing down your body in the process. Sixth, the emotional pressure of staying active after 70. Here's something few people talk about. The emotional burden seniors feel when told they must stay active. Society praises mobility so much that many elderly people feel guilty for resting. But here's a truth rooted in real-life elderly reflections. Rest isn't laziness. Rest is wisdom. It's okay to slow down. To walk less. To pause. The key is replacing constant movement with intentional movement, guided by how your body feels, not how others expect you to perform. That's how you preserve your energy, your joints, your sleep, and your spirit. Seventh, the false sense of progress trap. After 70, many seniors feel proud of their daily step count. 8,000 steps. 10,000, even more. But here's the truth. More steps don't always mean more strength. Dr. Tanya Reeves, a physical therapist for geriatric rehabilitation, warns. Walking gives a false sense of progress. You feel active, but you're not actually addressing the core issues of aging, like muscle loss, balance decline, or spinal compression. Imagine your body as a house. Walking is like sweeping the floor every day. It looks tidy, but the walls might still be crumbling. You need to strengthen your foundation, not just keep it moving. This means exercises that build posterior chain strength, the back, hips, glutes, and hamstrings. Because these are the first areas to weaken after 70, even in people who walk daily. In fact, a study from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that seniors who walk more than 60 minutes a day, but didn't strength train, experienced faster muscle loss in the legs and hips than those who did shorter walks combined with resistance bands. Eighth, when walking affects sleep, not improves it. We often hear, walk more, you'll sleep better. That's true for younger adults. But in seniors, the relationship between movement and sleep becomes more fragile. Excessive walking, especially in the late afternoon or evening, raises cortisol, increases body temperature, and prevents melatonin production, the hormone responsible for deep rest. That's why many seniors report falling asleep fast, but waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. Waking up groggy despite 7-8 hours in bed. Feeling on rest no matter how early they sleep. Mr. Din, 78, used to walk every evening for 45 minutes, thinking it would help him rest. But after months of restless nights, his sleep therapist suggested he cut the walk in half and move it to morning. Within 2 weeks, he noticed deeper sleep, fewer nighttime awakenings, more energy in the morning. Turns out, timing and duration matter more than frequency. After 70, exercise should support your sleep, not interfere with it. Ninth, the problem of same route syndrome. Many seniors walk the same path every day. While routine is comforting, doing the exact same walking pattern leads to what therapists call mechanical repetition stress. Think about it: same slope, same turns, same surface, every single day. Your body adapts, and then it starts to wear out in very specific places. The outer hips, lower back, ankle joints, knees, especially if your route includes inclines. A man named Kwong, age 80, shared this. I walked the same loop in my neighborhood for years. One day my right knee started hurting. My doctor said the route itself caused a slight pelvic tilt from uneven sidewalks. The solution? Change your path. Alternate flat routes with grass, trails, or park paths. Mix it up with stairs one day and a slow mall walk the next. This keeps your body engaged, balanced, and safer. 10th. The overlooked sign. Your gait is changing. One of the first signs that walking is no longer serving you well is a change in gait. You might take smaller steps, swing one arm less, lean forward slightly, drag your feet subtly, feel imbalanced when turning corners. These might seem minor, but they're not. They're neuromuscular red flags. A 2022 study from the American Geriatrics Society noted that a decline in gait symmetry is one of the earliest signs of neurological strain and future fall risk. Walking isn't supposed to look like struggle. If your gait is becoming stiff or hesitant, it's a call for change, not to push harder. What can you do? Get a gait assessment from a physical therapist. Incorporate core engagement exercises like seated leg lifts or pelvic tilts. Use Nordic walking poles for posture correction. Walk shorter, more frequent distances rather than one long session. 11th. What to do instead? Smarter, not longer movement. So what's the answer? If not long walks, what should seniors be doing after 70? Dr. Yuan and Dr. Reeves both recommend this weekly movement formula, called the BSR method. B. Balance. 5-10 minutes a day of stability work. E.g., standing on one foot, heel-to-toe walking, Tai Chi, strength. 2-3 times a week, 15-20 minutes using resistance bands, body weight, or light dumbbells to target glutes, core, shoulders, ankles. R. Restoration. Daily breathing, light stretches, and gentle floor movements that promote flexibility. Circulation. Nervous system calm. And walking? Yes, walk. But walk smarter. No more than 20-30 minutes at a time. Prefer morning or early afternoon. Listen to your body, not your pedometer. Choose variety in surfaces and speed. This is the kind of senior health strategy that promotes longevity without burnout. This is what elderly wisdom looks like, not just pushing, but pacing. 12th, reclaiming movement as a gift, not a punishment. It's easy to forget, but walking is not a test of worth. You are not a better elder because you walked 12,000 steps today. You are a better elder when you listen to your body. You protect your energy. You rest without guilt. You honor your limits. And you move from a place of joy, not fear. Let's look at someone like Hong, 79. She stopped walking long distances 3 years ago. She now does 15-minute walks in her garden every morning, 2 sessions of gentle yoga per week, and once a week uses resistance bands while watching her favorite series. Today, her knees are pain-free. Her sleep is deep. Her posture is upright. She says, I feel 10 years younger than when I was pushing myself too hard. That's what smarter movement does. It gives life, not takes it. 13th, understanding your body's recovery budget after 70. Think of your energy like a savings account. When you're 30, it's like having unlimited credit. You can go into debt, overexercise, and still bounce back quickly. But after 70, your body operates on a strict budget. And every step you take, every strain you place, every poor night's sleep, it all comes with a cost. The problem is, walking too much without balancing it eats into that budget, leaving no reserves for muscle repair, immune recovery, mental clarity, emotional regulation. That's why so many seniors, especially after 75, feel burned out without doing anything extreme. They're not lazy. They're overdrawn. Dr. Ewan explains it best. After 70, energy must be invested wisely. The best returns come from short, purposeful movement paired with deep rest. So instead of trying to stay active all day, try this rhythm instead. 20 minutes movement. 10 minutes pause. Repeat no more than 2-3 cycles per day. This cycle protects your nervous system, avoids overuse, and helps you maintain motivation without collapse. 14th. Why seniors feel guilty for doing less, and how to release that. A common confession we hear from the elderly in our community is this: I feel like I'm failing if I don't walk every day. That guilt doesn't come from the body. It comes from expectation. We've spent decades hearing, keep moving or you'll rust. Sitting is the new smoking. If you stop, you'll die sooner. But here's the truth rooted in research and elderly reflections. You don't need long walks to live long. You need low inflammation, strong muscles, good sleep, and mental peace. And sometimes, doing less is the only way to achieve those. You are allowed to rest 2 full days per week. Replace walking with stretching. Say no to forced activity groups. Nap guilt-free. Sit in the garden and just breathe. Because rest, true rest, is not a sign of decay. It's a sign of respect for your stage of life. 15th, protecting the most important muscle you have. Your mind. Let's talk about the one thing walking cannot train. Your thoughts. And yet, your thoughts shape your longevity as much as your legs ever could. A recent Harvard study showed that seniors who regularly practiced reflection, gratitude, and meaningful connection outlived their more physically active, but mentally disengaged, peers by nearly 2.5 years on average. Your mental space, your outlook, your self-worth, all need movement, too. So instead of obsessing over steps, redirect your energy toward writing reflections each morning, practicing 5-minute meditations, calling someone you miss, reading something that lifts your spirit, replaying good memories, not worries. Elderly wisdom tells us, at a certain point, peace adds more years than walking ever could. You don't have to move endlessly to live fully. You have to think, feel, and connect on your own terms. 16th, replace overwalking with these low-impact, high-value activities. Here's what to do instead of walking too much after 70. These activities offer greater returns with less stress on your joints, spine, and heart. First, gentle chair yoga, 15 minutes, 3x/week. Improves flexibility, posture, digestion. Supports circulation without strain. Great for seniors with mobility issues. Second, seated resistance band training, 2x/week. Targets muscle strength, especially arms and thighs. Prevents muscle wasting. Easy to scale up or down. Third, Tai Chi or Qigong, 2x/week. Enhances balance, breathing, emotional calm. Reduces fall risk by over 40%, Harvard study. Feels meditative, not draining. Fourth, nature breathing walks, 10-15 minutes, max. Done barefoot in soft grass or with flexible shoes. Focus on breath rhythm, not pace. Walk in beauty, not for numbers. Fifth, lying down stretch routine, daily before bed. Eases spine, hips, and knees. Improves sleep quality. Encourages mindful rest. These are the real tools of senior health, elderly wisdom, and life lessons from the elderly who age with grace, not grit. 17th. The peaceful power of saying enough. One of the most beautiful gifts age gives you is the right to stop proving yourself. You no longer need to walk farther to feel worthy. You no longer need to keep up with someone else's pace. You can say, This is enough. This is my rhythm now. This feels good to me. That's self-respect, not surrender. That's confidence, not weakness. In fact, some of the most magnetic seniors, those who radiate serenity, strength, and inspiration, are the ones who've learned this secret. I move because I can, not because I must. Let your steps be kind, not counted. Let your body be honored, not punished. Let your days be light, not driven. Final words from Dr. Yuan. After 70, the smartest thing you can do isn't to walk longer. It's to walk wiser. It's to balance movement with rest, strength with softness, and discipline with joy. If you found this content helpful, or if it resonated with your own journey, please gently consider liking and subscribing. It helps us bring more peace, protection, and perspective to seniors across the world. And if you know someone walking too much, not knowing it's doing more harm than good, send this to them. Because sometimes, the right information can add years to a life. And even more importantly, life to those years. Stay strong. Stay kind. And above all, stay aware.